Hello everyone and welcome. Yes, my name is Fire. Welcome to the floor of my room where I guess I've gone and done a thing, haven't I? I guess I have. So what have I got to show you today? Well, I have to show you something from ROBOSEN, which I was shown on the exhibition display at the Transformers store at the pre-opening, which was 2 weeks ago, Tuesday. Seeing all of their lovely wares going on, I thought, okay, I've got to look at this. I've got to see what there is, and I had to pick up something. I had to pick up something that's really got my attention. Whilst it might not be necessarily high on some people's lists compared to other ROBOSEN offerings, when you see it in the flesh, you'll get what I mean. And hopefully, as we go through an unboxing now, you'll see what I mean. And here he is. This is the ROBOSEN Bumblebee figure. My first ROBOSEN figure. I was just really impressed when I saw this the first time at TF Nation year before last, or last year, not this year. And seeing it in the flesh, seeing it do the things it can do, it was like, oh, that's pretty cool. It doesn't transform, I will say that. But when you see some of the things it can do, that ROBOSEN technology allow it to do, then you think, that's pretty cool. And let's be honest, it doesn't transform, but then how often do you transform stuff in your collection? How often do you say, I'm going to transform Optimus Prime? And okay, it's a nice thing to watch, it's great engineering, but if it's got other features that it can do, other maneuverability that it can do in robot mode, yeah, that's pretty impressive. We'll see that now. So as you can see, we have the gorgeously authentic Transformers authentic. It's like superimposed, it's raised. ROBOSEN soft casing going on, and we have a Let's Get Started manual. Suppose we should read that. Inside, nice little envelope, which I'm guessing these are going to be the instructions, showing that the start of your journey, meet ROBOSEN's Performance Bumblebee. He's an intelligent robot with an integrated feature such as voice interaction and action programming. Showing of course how he gets charged at the back via USB or USB-C. And of course you have to download the app through a QR code. Oh. It's impressive. Definitely impressive. There. And there is your little boy. There he is. When you get these things in hand, yeah, this is brilliant. It's got such kind of presence to it. The life, the eyes, don't know if that'll come across, but the eyes are lovely and sharp. And the blue, some cute little horns on the go. Back of the figure. It's really what you want, and he will just about fit in the collection, I suppose. So you can move stuff on hinges. He's not powered up yet for the minute. There goes the covering. Wow. There he is. So let's put him down, see what he can do for us.
Hiya, friend. Bumblebee here.
And look at that. Now, if I connect to him.
Bluetooth connected.
There you go. Now what you can maybe see, I've got a light working on one foot and not on the other. Which is a bit of a shame, just my copy. But otherwise, yeah, he's all remote controlled up with the app, and voice commands should be on. So, let's see what we can do. Hi Bumblebee.
How's it going?
Move forward. That's cool. So he defaults back to that kind of pose. The thing is that you can see is I've got him down in this flat surface. Shush. And whilst it's fine, he will not move on carpet. You hear all the whirring joints and things like that, but also you have to turn on some of the functionality. You have to turn on the voice command. He wasn't responding to the commands at first. There's a lot of preset instructions, and if you've experienced this, you kind of know. So,
enter Bluetooth control mode. Voice function off.
What he also comes with is his gun, and his gun's a bit standard, but it's fine. Then again, I don't think we ever knew what a G1 Bumblebee gun was, and it's just easy. It just slots into his hand when he's not moving on the spot. If I pick him up and show you as he's moving, It is really quite cool. I want to say lifelike. You can see why they're going into the likes of Buzz Lightyear. We've got that kind of living toy kind of vibe. The head sculpt and the eyes are lovely. Those small horns. He's very clean. He is cool to look at. He really is. But again, you do need him on a hard surface. That's why I've got him on here. Hi, Bumblebee.
How's it going?
Open fire.
Okie dokie.
Pretty cool, eh? Hi, Bumblebee.
How's it going?
Dance.
Hey, let's bust a move.
That is so cool, man. That
The
is
power
cool.
of the robot is too low. Start protection program. See you later.
And that's him in his shutdown mode. But the power is too low.
A few moments later.
So let's try and download some of his additional actions. He's got loads of other ones that they've just added later on. So we'll go with the first one, which is yoga. That's cool. One leg posing. Relaxed leg. Cute. Kung Fu. Pretty cool. And he's playing dead. Turning his head. That is the slight problem. He will get up if you have to tell him
Exit program mode.
to do so. Automatic standing. Which I've got to say, this was the first thing that got me to this toy. It's not a toy, is it? But this figure is the fact that when I saw this at TF Nation, when it's lying down, it knows to right itself, whatever position it's in. It doesn't mean to say it's perfect every time. It will depend on the setting that it's on. And as I say, this is why I have it on this feature. It doesn't work so great on carpet. I think that's kind of true of the other ROBOSEN releases as well. They do need a flat surface. So this is actually me controlling him, moving forward and backwards. Which I have seen people do before. It's not something I thought, so he's shuffling a little bit. That is quite cool, actually. I'm doing all of this just through controls. So what else can we do? Kick? Evidently not. But hey, he gets himself up again. So back kick. That's a front kick. He looks like he's going to go on a couple of paces.
Woohoo!
What we got here? Is this a clap one?
All systems are go.
It's cool that he's actually voiced by Dan Gilveyson, the original G1 voice actor. It just adds to the charm all the more. So what we got here?
Hey, it's great to see you.
This is him
What's
saying
your
that.
name?
It's his standard intro. And we've got a sad face here.
Aw, shucks.
Typical 1980s Bumblebee charm. Now this is quite cool. I don't know if you can see it, but I can actually use the camera to look at him. It's a weird thing to do, but if you'll see it, I'm looking at him whilst controlling him. I guess if you're in another part of a house or anything like that, which is fine. Just getting used to all of these kind of controls and functions. And you can record it as well. So I'm now recording him through the own app playing feature. It's cool. Another feature to do. This is a particularly good one. Circuit faults.
Hey, my circuits are overheating. Aw, shucks.
There he is, back up again. I love the fact he's making the transforming noise, even though we know he's not going to transform. Team up.
You know, the least likely can be the most dangerous. Let's team up and take down the Decepticons.
That's pretty cool. So where do I finish off with this little yellow bee? Well, little he isn't, is he? He's pretty huge. I mean, just for scale. Here he is alongside Masterpiece Hot Rod. Look, he's barely up to his hip. Not even that. This is big boy scale. And he's not even the biggest Robosen have done yet. So let me tell you what swayed me to picking this guy up. When I've seen Robosen at TF Nation or at the Transformer store just in general, you can't help but be amazed and wowed by what technology can do. Now, yes, this guy doesn't transform, but when you put them all together, arguably the Grimlock has the best functionality for what that can do in both modes, and it looks fabulous. And the Megatron tank is unbelievably huge, and it's great to see. And you hear Frank Welker's voice. The Optimus Prime is great, but I looked at this and thought, do you know what? There's a charm here, and it really is. When I saw him doing all of his motions and how he was picking himself up and sounding like a G1 cartoon Bumblebee, you can't help but love him, and he's got this adorable feature to him, the roundedness. It's really captured the cartoon aesthetic, and that comes across particularly when you get him in hand. And I thought to myself, alright, is it a bit of a gimmick? So let me address that. Is it a gimmick? No. Think of it this way. It's got all of its functionality and all the technology for all the stuff it can do. And people may say, yeah, but once you've played with it and messed with it, seen what it can do, you're going to put it on the shelf. And my question to that, or my response to that, is going to be, is that any different to what you do with your collection anyway? Is it just not all sitting on the shelf? So at least this way, I've got something that can look and sound and play all of the G1 nostalgic theme musics, and it's just Bumblebee. It is 1984 incarnation, and it's just great for that. I just feel when you get him, there is just a sense of nostalgia doing the work here, and it's just fun. Like, I could review it and say posability and how you have to charge it and everything, but when you've got G1 Bumblebee sounding and looking like G1 Bumblebee, and the charm is doing so much of the work. I just think it's really cool what they can do, and rumour is that Robosen are going to get out 2 further releases, so I don't know, could you have an army of them? Could you have all of them? If we're going to have Bumblebee and Optimus, do we get like a Jazz? Do we get a Proud? Do we start getting the Season 1 cast? And I do think as well, what if a Cliff Jumper came out? Having Cliff Jumper alongside B, it's very possible. It wouldn't change much, would it? He's so cool, man. There is a surprising amount of fun to be had with these things. And as I say, when you see them in front of your eyes, things like they're just getting up off the ground by themselves, that's when I'm like, wow. I mean, it's one thing to convert, to transform, and do it all yourself, but to actually get yourself up, that's like AI, that's robotic technologies going leaps and bounds from in our own lifetimes. I still need to mess around with him some more. I still need to kind of work out some of the features, but I like the fact he can just sit. Like, now I can kind of move parts and you hear the whirring going, but he's not going to break, and he will hold a pose whilst he's standing it. I could stand him upright without him defaulting to the crouching power down pose, which is fine either way, but I could leave him in situ on the shelf without having him powered on. And yeah, he's just part of the collection now. He's my little robot son, and then again, the charm is so good. Even things like rubber tyres, considering he doesn't transform, that's a lovely feature. Didn't need to do that. I'm just really pleased with it, and yeah, it's a little G1 Bumblebee. The charm is in spades here. Well, there we go. It's not so much a review, but more of an introduction as to one of my latest purchases with ROBOSEN. I just felt that I needed to talk about it, and I didn't want to score it. I didn't want to give it a mark out of Rodimus Star Badges, because what else do you compare it to? It's not like a toy, a transforming toy that you can compare from a third-party company to Hasbro to previous releases. Who else is doing this kind of stuff? The fact that we're going into other Transformers and Buzz Lightyear and whatever else that ROBOSEN are working on, they are cool. I mean, they are doing deals at the moment. That's how I picked this guy up. So do have a look on the websites, do see what is available, and see if another one makes its way to your collection. But thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you on the next one.